we kick off. Thanks again.
Hey guys on YouTube, we need some few more minutes until we get started. There are some people who are joining in, and yeah, it's the first series, so we'll see how that goes. But hopefully you guys can hear me well on YouTube. The spaces will be starting in.
Okay, let's kick off. It's 5 minutes past the hour. Just to again some housekeeping again. Mike, are we on? How are we on the YouTube front?
We are live on YouTube, and they should be hearing me as well. So all in all, I think we're good.
We're good to go. Great. Again, thanks everyone for joining. Today's session is going to focus on the introduction to the TitanX ecosystem. We've had several requests for this, and it makes sense. I think as some of us may be aware, if not most of us, we're approaching our first anniversary as an ecosystem, and a lot has happened in that time. And the ecosystem has evolved rapidly, and of course, new joiners or prospective joiners or participants in the ecosystem really do need some guidance or some information, some basic information to get to get them started. And so that is what we're hoping to achieve with this session, and hopefully we will have a few more of these going forward. Great. So I'll propose to start off with what is TitanX, the mission and vision of TitanX, principles and ethos, and then we will have Marco, the Hexican, take us through the concept of the machines. And I think we've probably, those of us who are sort of regulars will sort of be familiar with that term about the machines taking over, and whether the machines are on our side. So I think Marco will take us through that. And I think we can just open up the floor for discussions. And please, it would really be appreciated if we get a lot of participation here. There are people who played us back, and it will be useful, of course, to them. So on that note, I'd like to kick off. So what is TitanX, or what is TitanX ecosystem? Well, to delve into that question, we will have to first of all look at the base currency or the base protocol, and that is the TitanX protocol. And TitanX protocol is one of the many protocols within the TitanX ecosystem. If you want to have a full list of protocols that have gone live within the TitanX ecosystem, please do refer to Mike Dean's TitanX hub. You get a comprehensive list, and so you have so protocols that have launched and protocols that are in the pipeline. In total, I think we have about 33 protocols listed there, or maybe a little bit more than that. But okay, I think on that note, let's we start with TitanX protocol. Now, the TitanX protocol can be best described as a layer one within a layer one. So you have Ethereum, which is, of course, as we all know, is the layer one. Now, TitanX operates as a layer one within Ethereum, and I think as we discuss going forward, this will become perhaps clearer. So if we have that at the back of our minds, that this pretty much behaves and operates like a layer one. I think then we can sort of build on that. And we can therefore refer to the TitanX ecosystem as a web of fair crypto protocols designed to create a sustainable hyper-deflationary environment for the store of value based token, which is TitanX. Now, what exactly does that mean? The entire objective of TitanX itself, the base currency, is to become hyper-deflationary within the broader environment within the broader inflationary or hyperinflationary environment, depending on where you live in the world. So think about it this way, that the attempt here is to create a hyper-deflationary asset that stores value, retains value, and acts as a store of value. And that this protocol is operating within the wider environment of inflation and hyperinflation. That is really the real world. So every protocol that is built on TitanX operates to drive TitanX into that hyper-deflationary environment. And so that is pretty much the web that you hear. I think you've also heard perhaps Dude use that term as well, where you got a web of liquidity liquidity pools. You get a web of liquidity pools. The web the web is there for a reason, and so I think that is really a high level of it. So that is the value proposition of TitanX. In order to achieve the value proposition of becoming hyperinflationary or hyper-deflationary, we started as a hyperinflationary token. So a year ago, we were very clear that we needed 3 phases to get to where we are today. And of course, going forward. First was a hyperinflationary environment that will allow as many people as possible, as many participants as possible, to acquire the TitanX tokens. We got through that. And then we had our build on TitanX phase that we're still going through, overlapping with the first phase. As of date, as mentioned, if you don't mind, just hold a bit. Let me just check very quickly how many TitanX build on TitanX tokens we have live. So we have 17 actually, 17, and upcoming projects 13. So about 13 upcoming projects. So in total, actually, that's 30. So we got 17 projects that are live, and 13 in the pipeline. Long and short of it, if you look back, we have from the beginning of the year, this was, of course, January, when we started this Build on TitanX effort of Build on TitanX Drive. I think it's been a success. Actually, it's surpassed expectations. So that's where we are. The second phase. Now, due to the success of the second phase, the Build on TitanX protocols, we're now facing or looking forward to a hyper-deflationary environment, and this is where the magic happens. I would need help, of course, from some of us here. I see to help explain this even better. But I would first of all want to say, if you look at the fact that we've gone past our day 280, which was day 280, which was really in terms of the hyperinflationary phase, day 280 fell in the month of August, and of course, when you look back at the data, you find August and September were the highest inflationary months. But something very strange happened. We were expecting a dip in TitanX price over these 2 months, but the exact opposite happened. And we have had a bull market within the TitanX ecosystem ever since. And so looking forward, the question has to be, how will TitanX behave when ETH has its run? And it will have its run. How will TitanX behave, or how will the build on TitanX protocols behave when you have TitanX, say, doubles in value? Because again, as we all know, we are pretty much entering into this hyper-deflationary phase where we're not going to have that many TitanX tokens coming onto the market. So you look at the data, again, referring to Mike Dean's TitanX hub, you will see the data. We're not getting, we've got about 4 trillion tokens expected for next month. Just in terms of history, August was about 20 trillion tokens. September was about 25 trillion tokens. October was about 13 trillion tokens. These are tokens that hit the market over these months. And we're expecting 4 trillion tokens next month, which will be taken, I would think, will be absorbed very quickly, given the number of protocols we have that we're expecting and that are in the pipeline. So when you look forward and you look at December and you look at first quarter of next year, there's hardly anything coming out. And then you've got to have to ask yourself, with all the buy and burn pools within the TitanX ecosystem, and without much coming out, hardly anything coming out beyond November, you have to ask, how would this ecosystem behave? You look at protocols such as Element 280, Farms, you look at Volt, you look at Ouroboros, and many others. It is really, I will say, your guess is as good as mine. Now, that is really, I think, where I would want to pause in terms of, in terms of what is TitanX. I think we've given a good summary of what the ecosystem looks like and where we're headed and what the value proposition of TitanX is. Now, the areas within the industry or the crypto industry that we focus on as an ecosystem is really DeFi. And you look at the DeFi subsections. We currently have protocols, staking protocols. We have a stable coin in the pipeline. We have borrowing and lending, various store of value tokens that are in the pipeline. You could refer to Element 280 and Farms as a decentralized asset management, decentralized asset management protocols. We have GameFi and MemeFi is a concept that we have coined here. So if you look at the different verticals within DeFi, they are covered within this ecosystem. This then takes us back to the first point that we made, that TitanX is pretty much a layer one within a layer one. I think recently we had Jake talk about his plans to, we get a layer 5, a layer 6, and a layer 7. Sorry, a phase 5, a phase 6, and a phase 7. And I think I'm going to leave that for now, because I think Jake could flesh that out better than I can, but he's given a sort of the skeleton of what it would look like. Point being, there are stakes here within the TitanX system that are actually going for a max of 10 years. This is a protocol that we all expect to be here, not just in a year, 2 years or 5 years. We expect this to be here for a long time to come. So I hope that gives us a good insight as to what the TitanX ecosystem is about. I would like now to touch upon the mission and vision of TitanX as an ecosystem. Now, question, of course, is why is a mission and a vision statement and a set of values important? It is important because a clear mission and a clear mission, vision, and a set of values shape our identity as an ecosystem and create the world that we really want to experience. And that's what we're doing here without really sounding a bit too overambitious. But that is essentially what we are doing here. And this ties into the TitanX principles and ethos, the fact that we are strong believers in fair crypto, and we would rather not have people hurt practicing DeFi. We know that even the best of businesses face challenges, and that the early stages of any business setup or startup is really, very critical and challenging. And I think the best chance of success is really to do things in a way that will, achieve some success, rather than creating a vehicle where all you have is just extraction. There's no way that such a vehicle or endeavor would have a high chance of success if all that is occurring is, in an opaque room or in an opaque manner, people are just simply extracting and just hurting others. So anyway, I think that is clear as to why we want to have a mission and a framework that we could operate within. So our mission is to create a sustainable and a deflationary crypto store of value asset, as I think, we've all deduced. That is pretty much the mission. The mission is to create a sustainable and deflationary crypto store of value. The vision is to make TitanX fair crypto ethos the center of the blockchain industry. That will be a long journey for us. But you look at we have in effect seen what this can do. The fair crypto ethos practiced by the community and builders, that it actually can produce some really positive results. And so that's our vision. And it's good that we set for ourselves a very high bar, and we'll continue to pursue this vision with the aim of achieving the objective. Okay, and of course, the strategy would be to build bridges and put community first. So building bridges is very important for us, and putting community first. Now, what we've gone through here is not a strategy paper. All that we talked here is high level, what our mission is, our vision, and what the strategy is to achieving these objectives. Okay, so now I would like to move on and now just talk a little bit about the ethos, which I shared today in spaces and, of course, in our various Telegram groups. And I'm sure there may very well be questions here, and we definitely look forward to taking the questions that may arise as a result. But the fundamentals of TitanX crypto principles and ethos, as I've described it in in the tweet that I sent earlier, it is the secret sauce of TitanX. And this is it. Let's run through it. No pre-sale, including ICOs, IDOs, IEOs, sacrifices, or in whatever form or disguise it may come. And I think that's clear. What we expect is the delivery of a finished product or protocol, and we want a transparent fee structure. So and Jake has mentioned this several times, and for those of us who are new here, Jake is the creator of the TitanX protocol, and you could see if you follow the ecosystem, he's very involved. He doesn't dictate. It is a very decentralized environment. He's not dictating to anyone, but people could work together here. Founders work together. They share. They're not in this destructive competition. The culture is really a very positive one and very encouraging one. So, yes, we say we want a transparent fee structure. And the point I was going to make here is that builders should be paid. So those who build should be paid, and they should really, what we talk about this performance aligned, the incentives must be aligned with performance. So if a builder has performed very well and he has a 3% fee or a 5% fee or an 8% fee attached to his service, that is perfectly okay. So this is not a charity. It is, in effect, capitalism at its best. And I think Jake has talked about meritocracy. The point of just having merited your keep. You earn your keep, and you can compare that to what happens with ICOs and IDOs. I sacrifices, where the incentives are so misaligned that it's just a broken system, and that's, I think that's very clear. Our token distribution, we normally do mining and auctions, no pre-allocation of tokens. Long and short, it has to be fair. Security audits. Jake had 3 audits for TitanX. We normally expect to have, yes, we do at least, 2 audits, and it should be published, and the community should be given the time to review the audits and raise questions. We've had an incident in the past where the protocol that was launched in a very quick manner after the founders they claimed that they had completed their protocol, but then had to take it back to do some work on it. But in the haste of getting it launched, the scrutiny that should have been applied wasn't applied by the community, and I'm definitely one of those. And they launched, and there was a major issue there. Thank God that everyone who put in the TitanX into that protocol got their TitanX back. But this is not the case normally. Normally, it could really get very rough. And if you look at the fact that in a couple of days, in a question of 2 days, over 2 trillion TitanX tokens at the time were deposited into this protocol. And at the time, I think this is around April or May, thereabout. At that time, that was worth over 600,000 USD. So that's over 600,000 USD worth of TitanX was deposited into this protocol. At today's prices, that's if you look at TitanX has done about 10x since then. That's almost 6 million or thereabout, 6 million USD worth of TitanX. That would have been a significant amount of loss for any community. And so when we say, that it'll be good to have security audits in place, reviewed, it's not that one wants to create any inconvenience for our builders or the community. No, it is to make sure, or to do our very best to protect the community, and we are the community, so we're protecting ourselves. So that is why that point is there, and I'm sort of trying to reemphasize it because I know it has come up recently. So we do expect full disclosure of any vulnerabilities or risks that may appear. And again, to recap, you don't ensure that there's no access to crypto consumer funds, through any backdoor or admin keys or any other method. I think there's certain boxes that need to be ticked, certain disclosures that need to be made before you go to market. So great. Next is doxing. This seems to come up and has come up in the past. Seems to come up frequently and has come up even more recently. Now we have a decision tree here. Everyone is free to make a to participate in any protocol one may want to participate in. If one is more comfortable with a doxed founder, then yeah, of course, I think one can restrict one's participation to protocols where the founder is doxed. On the other hand, we do have a lot of participants or a lot of community members here who are well known and who have been contributors, net contributors, positive contributors to this ecosystem. If they are in compliance with the ethos and principles as we have discussed, but they are not doxed, it's fine. But then, of course, it is the decision of community members as to how they wish to participate. It may be that one will say, okay, well, you want to sit back and wait and watch and see how this pans out before one participates, or one may say, it's not for me. Either way, it's perfectly okay. But this is really what the ethos is definitely there to provide the guidelines for us to operate within. Okay, moving on, you got the really this is the bit that I think Jake has spoken about recently, and he's used the analogy of the missionary and the mercenary. And in fact, what it means, we've got input, burn, stake, and liquidity pair. And what does that mean? The question really arises, is the input token TitanX or a build on TitanX token? If yes, then you treat it as a missionary protocol. And by missionary, we mean it's a contributor builder. It is pretty much, here to here with good intentions, which of course tie into, you will recall, our mission, which is really to go hyper-deflationary and create a hyper-deflationary store of value asset. The second question, of course, or if you like, if the answer to that question is no, as in, is the input token the TitanX token or a build on TitanX token? If it's no, then you treat the protocol as a mercenary protocol. And when by input token, we mean the token that you have to enter into a protocol with in order to either mint or acquire the token via probably this, an auction. So you could either acquire it through an auction or through mining. So you want to know what token is required to enter into that ecosystem. Our second question will be, is the protocol going to burn, stake, or lock TitanX? And I think I will add a TitanX build or a build on TitanX protocol token. If the answer is yes, that it's going to burn, stake, or lock, then if the answer is yes, treat as a missionary protocol. In effect, this is will help TitanX and the TitanX ecosystem more broadly to get into that, achieve that deflationary objective that we talked about. And again, if the answer is no, you treat it as a mercenary protocol. By mercenary protocol, we mean it's a community drainer. So it's, rather than adding, it really is draining, or will be net a drainer on the community. Okay, so lastly, the question would be, is the protocol paired with TitanX, or if you like, a build on TitanX token? If the answer is yes, then it is. You could treat it as a missionary protocol, And if the answer is no, then it is a mercenary protocol and should be avoided. I think as time goes on, we will continue to discuss this with the community, and I think we can imbibe this, and we can screen protocols as individual members of the community using this checklist or these decision trees that are being shared here. But I think those who have actually reached out, both privately and mentioned it both publicly, that the ethos should be put, together in one place. They definitely, had a brilliant point and were heard, and we've definitely responded to that. These pieces of information were actually, they were in different places, and all we've done here is really bring it all together. It's a dynamic document, and it should be treated as such, meaning we can always add to the document here, and as long as, of course, the community is happy with it, and that it protects the community. For those, I think I need to just add this before I hand over to Marco, and I think Marco is here. Let me just say this: there are no gatekeepers here. And I've heard that said over the last couple of days, and that is definitely not the intention. What we're trying to do as a decentralized community is to build an exceptionally successful ecosystem. And I think we're well on our way. And that is down to the effort that each and every one of you, as our community members, have brought to bear here. So thanks again. I think on that point, I'd like to, Marco, I've sent you the co-host. The intention here, and Marco, I think I mentioned that you will be taking up an item that we have on the agenda here, and that is the concept that the machines have taken over, and how that is a positive, or whether that is a positive, in fact, for the ecosystem as a whole. I think after that, I think Mike, we have Dude here. I think we would also want to hear from Mike and Dude, and then of course we open up the floor for broader discussions. So yes, Marco, have you got the invite? Okay, I think whilst we're waiting on Marco, Mike, can you go first? And then if you have anything to add, please feel free, you and then Dude, and then Marco can come up and take us through his bit.
Absolutely, yeah. So I don't have much to say today because I'm a bit in the background. I'm working out some few things, and I might be actually also leaving the place, but I'm gonna keep the stream going on. I just need to head out for probably like 20 minutes or so. But I see Marco is up, so that's great.
Yeah.
And by the way, I also invited Ted up. I'm not sure if that worked. Potentially Ted is going to be talking for the first time, so 10x Ted. By the way, I tweeted out today, I actually was thinking he should change his name to 100x Ted or something, but some other people actually said he should change it to 50,000x Ted. So we'll see how that will work out. But anyway, Marco, you take care of this.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, okay, great. So far, hey, listen, man, what you just said before, good job, man. I agree with every talking point what you pointed out, and how it should all be in one place for people. If they're interested in TitanX or the ecosystem or just a certain protocol, they're able to see and have a checklist of what they should watch out for. And at the end of the day, it's still the individual's decision. But good job with that. Yeah. So the past, I guess you could say 2-3 months or so. I kept on talking about how, the machines are coming, right? and then how they're already here and how they're taking over and stuff like that. And at times the first video I just made it as a joke, looking at certain data and looking at it, and then I started realizing, I'm like, wait a minute, the night before got me thinking, like, wait a minute, the numbers I looked at, it's now, it's not the future. Like this is it's starting to ratchet up really quick. And what I mean by that is the buy and burns of all the system at once. See, for a while we had individual protocols where they'll come online, right? They enter our matrix, our world, and they start doing little buy and burns, but the LP is not right yet, or the treasury is not right yet, or the community didn't really grasp the protocol at the moment. And it takes time, Some protocols might take 3 months, some might take 6 months. Look at DragonX itself. It took almost 6-7 months, and then the whole community finally understood it, and then it started popping off, and etc. Everybody else started getting more serious and learning all these other protocols too, right? Now, when protocols are starting to come out, they're getting like engagement pretty quick. LP is looking great. The code is flawless so far. God bless. Audits are important, and everything's smooth sailing at the moment, right? And then at one point, it happens overnight, where now all of them they're marching to the same beat. They're all burning almost around the same time, Or if one is still waiting for its turn, another one is being activated. There is no almost interruption between the buy and burns between all of them now, Along the course, as long as it's fed, they're gonna keep on going, right? But these things don't sleep, So when we get like red days or green days or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If it's green days, they're gonna join us. If they're red days, they're taking over. It's just that simple, right? And I find it fascinating because you don't see this in other protocols or other tokens outside other communities, right? We all came from different areas, different situations. Some of us, some other people I've seen, they've been through 3, 4, 5 communities, And when they get here, right? And of course, TitanX is still early. It's only a year, right? It's still got time to prove itself and other things, right? But when they get here, it's phenomenal. They see innovation. They see free thinkers. They see people do things differently, right? They see code done differently. And you're like, holy shit, that's freaking cool. I don't mind actually earning passive income this way, right? That's innovative. That's different, Rest is the same old, just one type of tax season, system, and that's it. It's a meme coin. That's it. Launch it. It's none of that stuff. Almost every situation touched so far, and when I say we, I'm talking about just the building themselves. We got to give them credit, right? And the community itself for participating and learning it. How well, like, we grasp the way we do things. If we make an NFT, we approve. We don't just put an image and try to sell it to the next person. We sell it to the next person. We make sure it's innovative. It has some type of utility that doesn't waste the owner's time. That the owner could do whatever they do, and this thing earns passive income, right? Or they want to do an auction house, they could do an auction house. Or if they want to mint something, they can mint something different that's even more hyper-deflationary. There's plenty of protocols out there that does phenomenal things. And the most important thing is they all have their own personal machines, once again. And these things are getting bigger and stronger. And of course, as long as TitanX goes up, and of course it will go down. When it goes up, the buy and burns go up even more, right? Like, it's incredible, So, I always tell people, like, we growing up, we always thought about the movie Terminator, right? How evil, scary, everything's doomed, everything's over with, right? But sometimes that's meant to be. Sometimes let it happen. Let it burn DeFi 2.0 for us. This is DeFi 2. DeFi 2.1.0, right? This is 2.0 for us. So it's like, this is the next step. This is the next step how we do crypto. Whether we participate or not, the machines don't sleep. So now you're going against time, but now you're going against the machine itself. Just like, study, learn this stuff, do what you got to do. Not financial advice, do your best, but this thing is incredible. The way protocols are happening, the way everything's syncing at once is incredible. And to see this happen under a year, and we're just about to hit a year, like, it's cool, man. It's cool. That's all really I had to say so far. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yes.
I want to make sure.
Oh,
Something
thanks.
like that.
Thanks, Mike. I'd like to recognize AI.
Yeah, man.
Yes, AI is in the house. He does a lot of work, man. His work rate is incredible. Um, so and I must say, continue to do the great work that you do. You're invaluable to the community, and your insights are definitely recognized. Um, I would say Utah crypto. Good to see you, and Rich. So everyone here, please know that you're recognized. As we continue, I would say, Marco, thank you so much. Yes, I'd like to hear definitely from Dude, and I see 10X is here. Of course, we've got AI himself and Vision. So let us start with Dude. You could say, contribute. You could make your contribution, and then we will go down with 10X and AI and Vision. Can then give us their insights. Thank you.
Hey everybody. What TitanX represents to me is everybody joining together for one common purpose, which is burning TitanX. Traditionally in DeFi, you've got every project is siloed. They're all competing against each other, and that's where TitanX differs. Where if you're building on TitanX and you're following the ethos of you're contributing to the burning of TitanX in some form or fashion, which all of these projects are doing, and then you're pairing your token with TitanX. As you burn TitanX, you are supporting every other project in the TitanX ecosystem indirectly. Just by burning the TitanX, you're creating that supply deflation, and that is supporting all the other projects because their LP is built on TitanX as well. So as the supply shrinks, everybody wins. And so even if you're not supporting any of these other projects, which a lot of these projects are supporting each other, which is very refreshing to see in itself. But even if you're just launching your own project and you're doing your own thing, as long as you are burning some TitanX, you're contributing to that supply deflation. And everybody in the ecosystem is now doing this. And now what we have is hyper-deflation, where just a little bit is burned by every single person, and all of that adds up to a massive burn amount. And then everybody in the ecosystem wins because they're all built on TitanX. And when I say built on TitanX, their token is paired with TitanX. Just like TitanX is a leverage play on Ethereum, meaning the pair is TitanX Ethereum. So if Ethereum goes up in value, by proxy, TitanX goes up in value as well. Now, if TitanX goes up in value, every single token in the ecosystem that is paired with TitanX also goes up in value. So this is creating a situation where we're all working together, and by doing that, by doing your part and burning a small amount of TitanX through your project, you're supporting everybody indirectly, just automatically. And to me, that's the biggest thing is it's built-in collaborations. And now on top of that, there are direct collaborations where there are projects that are sending TitanX to, let's say, the DragonX treasury. They're supporting DragonX directly by increasing the value of their treasury, but they're also supporting everybody else in the ecosystem by locking up that TitanX, and it's never hitting the market ever again. So to me, that's really the biggest selling point at a high level, is by default building on TitanX and following this ethos that Plan A was mentioning, you're automatically supporting not just TitanX, but all of the other projects built on top of it as well. And every person that joins this group and builds on TitanX and utilizes the TitanX token, they're now supporting everybody else as well. And as Plan A mentioned, we've already got 15 or so projects built that are live now, and we're looking at doubling that number in the next month or two, which is just amazing in itself. And this is just the beginning. And there's also, plans of expansion on going omni-chain, where TitanX will be available on not just Ethereum, but several chains that will allow additional builders that are not on Ethereum, that can utilize this token and build on top of it without even having to come to the Ethereum blockchain. But yeah, I would like to just kind of leave it at that.
Thanks a lot, dude. Thank you for hitting those points, really. Really appreciate it. Great. 10X, Ted, over to you.
Just before he starts, 10X Ted, I'm glad that you're here today for the first time. He's going to be speaking. He was always in the background, but today, the first time. Ted, go ahead, mate. Hold on, now we can't hear you. Can you guys hear him?
No. Ted,
Damn.
can you hear us? Okay, Ted, if you don't mind, if you can exit and come back in, we can move on to AI, and when you come back, you could speak, or you can speak if that's okay. I think, yeah, it seems he's having technical problems, but that's fine.
All right.
Yeah, great. So yes, AI, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, great. Nice to be here.
Great
First
to have you.
time,
Yeah.
first time joining the space. Always listening, always paying attention. I like the topic, which is intro to TitanX ecosystem. So I was thinking about that, and if I'm going to refer someone, I look into that person's eyes, and I think, and I send them a message that says, "Can you comprehend the white paper?" And if it bounces back as no, then I go, I don't know, because I don't want to be, a teacher to someone. I want someone to read the white paper and get it. So I have an idea. Whereas to increase onboarding, nowadays they have like AI software which I don't use, but like ChatGPT. You said to ChatGPT, "Hey, can you animate this page?" Right. So you give it a page of the white paper. It makes an animation that makes it really easy to digest. And if that was possible, if a whole entire white paper could get animated and then linked for users to, go with the flow, then I think that would help with onboarding. So that's what I wanted to say in regards to this topic, intro to TitanX, and that's it.
Great. That is a very, very important point. Thanks, AI. That is one that I think can look at as a community, as a community of builders, to see whether there's a way we can animate our white papers in order to have a positive effect, or if you like, a more positive effect on the onboarding front, because that's really what it is about. And we are really at that point where the next phase is what we will all have to continue to think about and hopefully crack. This initial phase has gone well. There were challenges, but that's part of life. But overall, it's really gone really well. Really, I think this onboarding or getting new participants in the ecosystem will be one that we really do need to put our minds to in time and see whether we can crack it as well. Great. I see. So thanks again, AI. 10x Ted. Let's see what it's second time lucky. Can anyone hear TEDx, or is it me? Mike, can you hear 10x?
No, we cannot.
No,
Okay.
no, we can hear him. I don't know what the issue is. I asked him on the DMs what the issue was. He reloaded,
Yeah.
but it seems still not to work. Yeah, Spaces is
Okay.
a bit sometimes an issue, to be honest. But yeah,
Yeah.
maybe you can try
Okay.
again for the first
Great.
time,
Okay.
and then
Maybe third time
technical
lucky.
issues.
Maybe with third time lucky. Okay. Great. Yes, we've got Morpheus is in the house.
What is it?
Yes.
Yeah, is it good evening? Is it good morning or wherever you are?
Yes.
How's everybody doing?
Well, all is well. And yourself?
Nice. I can't complain, not
Great.
whatsoever. I was just jumping. I literally have black hands because I'm fixing my car, but yeah, it is what it is. But I was listening to what AI was saying about animating the a white paper. There's actually already something out there that works exactly that way, but not for white paper, but for crypto in general. The web page eludes me at this moment, but I will look it up. And it's literally an introduction to crypto for, let's say, dummies, and everything is while he explains it, it's animated on the background, and it's really nice and it works really well. Maybe I can reach out to that person and ask if he could do the same thing for white papers or for TitanX. He explains literally liquidity pools, how value is created or extracted, where it comes from, and it's all animated in almost cartoon-like, and it's something that is amazing, and you don't see it on the internet whatsoever. It's funny that things like that don't catch on, even though it's a brilliant idea. But I'll look into it, and as soon as I find it, I'll post it.
Great, Morpheus. That is yeah. If you can get that done, that may very well kick off a trend. If we all sort of align in different ways, of course, with tweaking it to fit different protocols and teams, that may very well be that we may be onto something here. So we look forward to receiving our further updates or an update from you on this at the very least.
Oh yeah, I will. It's
Okay.
Can I
so
interject and
refreshing.
say?
Yes,
Oh, I
sure.
want interject and say. Also, I see a vision where this animated white paper becomes like a thing, like audit. You know, you have an audit. It's just like a thing you have to get. But if you have a white paper, the user now expects, oh, where's the animation? You know, or where's the audiobook? You know, that type of thing.
Wow, that
Yeah,
is next
fair.
level. That is next
Yeah.
level. Yeah. Sorry, Morpheus. I didn't
It's,
mean to
no, it's all good.
speak over you.
It's so refreshing to be on this side of building. I came from a completely different community where we thought about building, tried a little bit, didn't work out that well, and left it all behind. And now we found TitanX, and it's so refreshing to see how the whole community is pretty much open source. It's like I build something, everything is open source, all my problems, all my hurdles that I experience along the way, I will share so nobody else will make the same mistake. And that fact alone already solidifies the extreme growth that TitanX has experienced over the past few months. Where once Inferno came out with from the XLR team and show everybody there's a new dimension that can be created on a protocol just with utility behind MemeFi or behind memes and create the whole MemeFi. And now everybody is evolving from that point on. And if we see how quick it went from that to, let's say, Inferno, that looks like it's breaking all the rules of crypto at the moment. It's an amazing thing that he created, and it's a joy to learn from and to build on top of and keep on working forward to unite everybody and just do crypto it was meant to be. So props to Jake for creating something as amazing as this is.
Thank you. Thanks, Morpheus. You're absolutely right. I think we've said this in one of our previous spaces. We've said that TitanX ecosystem can be likened to a massive workshop where you got a lot of experimentation going on with different tokenomics. And I don't see any other space within the industry where this level of innovation, or actually even the space to practice and innovate, and actually, you put it out there, you test your your business model, you test your tokenomics and see if it works or not, and you can actually you can improve on it by building on top of what's come before. So the pace of innovation and the pace of work here is just tremendous, and that's really what accounts for, in my view, what has occurred over the last, I'll say, 10 months. And so that's absolutely, you're absolutely right, and may it continue. And may we continue to grow from strength to strength. And I think we definitely are poised to do so. It's good. Any other input? Chiz, I see you. Desk, is it, anyone? If you've got anything to say, please feel free. And do not feel that there is any question or any contribution that is less than or not.
Question.
Yeah.
Could there exist a fiat sign up for TitanX Premium, like a sign up that you just pay like with PayPal or your credit card or something like that?
Good question. Mike, see if Mike is. Can you take that if you can?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm definitely working on it in the background, but right now it's just crypto for now. But I'm definitely working on that. There's just a little bit too much on my plate right now, so it's like I need to like focus, like put my time in some things, which like that's the case basically. But I've started the process, but it's in the background, and I need to take care of it.
Great. AI, you have anything to add or follow up?
Another thing, probably just on that is I think I also heard you mentioned that as well with even the payment right now with the crypto. I'm working actually to just automate that as well. So that's going to be coming soon as well. It's going to be an automated system where you just pay with your crypto, and then the account will be just directly there shown to you without the DMs. But I had to get the ball rolling, so to make it, and then just improve it from there.
Sounds good.
Hey, how's it going?
Thanks. Oh, good. Is that 10x?
That's
Finally.
me.
Yeah.
Man, I
Great.
don't
Yes,
know.
the
I
floor is
was
yours.
listening to spaces, and people are always complaining about the app and the mic issues, and now I'm experiencing it for the first time. So I sympathize now. Thanks for having me on. This is a cool space. The first thing I wanted to mention was, I love this whole analogy that we got going with the getting taken over by the machines. The machines are taken over. I want to just throw a little bit of a tweak on that. I think it should be the bots, right? Not machines, but bots. BOT, built on TitanX. I think it just pushes it to that next other level. But yeah, let me just introduce myself. My name's Ted. I am the guy behind the premium analytics site for TitanX Hub. And yeah, basically what I wanted to talk about here was, because this is a intro to the TitanX ecosystem, kind of what drew me in and what I think is so cool about this ecosystem. And surprise, surprise, it's analytics. I was involved in the Hex ecosystem, and when that was, just getting started, one of the things our Rich would always talk about is, this is the first coin with a future market cap supply chart. And, that's all well and good, but there was nothing really you could do with it, right? You could look at it and fantasize about what those people are going to do with their supply when they get it, but there was nothing you can do, no actionable items, because you have no idea what behavior they're going to take. Are they going to stake again? Are they going to sell? And people would, watch wallets and try to figure out what they're doing based on their past behavior. But, it wasn't very reliable. So, when TitanX came out, I was very skeptical, honestly. If you look at my Dune Analytics username, it's Dark Gray Swan, because I'm like, nah, man, I'm going to make some charts. I'm going to prove that the system is not sound and not sustainable. And as I continued working through it, it kind of opened up my eyes, and I was like, oh, wait, this actually seems fine. And so that's kind of where I'm getting at, is like, if you're a new user, I would really encourage you to dive deep in the analytics if you are not sure about the soundness of the system, because all of the numbers are there. There's so many things that you can look at to try to gauge the health of the system and the whole ecosystem as a whole. And when you start digging in, there's so many questions you can ask, and you can actually find the answers. I think one of the first things I was looking at that really turned my opinion was, okay, well, if you take all of the supply that's coming out and you assume everyone sells, what can the buy and burn do? And where would the price be if both all the sellers were exhausted and all the buy and burn was exhausted? And then you get this number, this worst case scenario number, that you can compare to your relative price for starting a miner or buying off the market. And there's pretty much, I would never say guarantee, but it offers you a certain sense of certainty around what could potentially do. And, that's just the beginning. You can get so much more complex from there. And there's so many charts that, I could talk about, but I would say, as a start, if you're a new user to the ecosystem, dive real deep in the Dune Analytics. If you can afford it, check out the TitanX Premium page. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And once you start looking over the numbers and really start to grok what you're looking at, it'll click. And it will never unclick, or at least it hasn't for me, because my confidence went up back in earlier this year, man, before everything was starting to get built on top of it. And now that we have all of these built on TitanX protocols, it just threw a complete wrench in all of the projections and metrics in a positive way. There's so much good in this ecosystem, and it's all right there for you to see. So yeah, that would be what I would say.
Gosh, 10x. Oh gosh, you should be speaking more frequently. the importance of
Time, man, and you never wanted to join.
the importance of what you and Mike have created. That is pretty much the infrastructure that carries this entire ecosystem. The infrastructure that gave rise to the confidence that we have in TitanX ecosystem is in no small way attributable to the data analytics that you and Mike have consistently produced. I really want you to know this. So please, you know, do actually you know, come and share more often. That's what I can say. You're absolutely right, and I think this is something that this ecosystem provides in a very special way that I haven't seen in any other ecosystem. The data, not just the data analysis, structured data that makes interpretation so easy. You don't really need to be a data scientist or any, you know, the way that you and Mike present the data makes it really very, very useful to a layperson like me. And so yes, thank you. Thanks again.
Yeah. One thing I would add is, you know, you're saying, I appreciate all that. And I think it's a little bit that what we are providing isn't necessarily that. I would never claim that we're the ones propping up the ecosystem. I think that's all the builders and the protocol itself. But if you recall, you know, I think it was day 28 or day 90, there was that one whale who bought off market and 100% ROI'd on their ETH investment through the payouts. And my reason for bringing that up is there's always going to be these whales who have their private analytics or their own calculations to find these things. And so what I see as Mike and I doing is really just sharing this with the ecosystem at large so that those profits aren't just going to be consolidated to a handful of very technical users. You know, I think this is an ecosystem where we really can all win. And yeah, that's my goal with everything that we're building.
Well, TitanX, thank you. And how can I forget? I remember that whale you talked about. He came in with about 400,000 USD worth of ETH, and he 100%, you know, returned. Well, ROI'd his investment or his contribution.
Can I say something?
So I definitely do remember. Yes, AI.
Yes, so on topic of intro to TitanX ecosystem. All right, so I've been a user in crypto for all my life, since crypto came. So this word whale is a curse word, and it really hurts users to hear it. Like it's like a really big, scary monster in crypto to average users. And so in a topic, whereas it's intro to TitanX, we want to keep it light and welcoming. Like I have another thing I want to say, you know, moving on now about the animated white paper. Somebody out there right now who can get this done. You realize that there are many, many white papers in TitanX. And if you do one of them for free and do it really well, the others have, you know, have access to you. So this is like a new business opportunity for someone out there. And I'm staying on topic as far as introducing others to TitanX. There's opportunities there too. All right.
Great. AI, thank you. Thank you for bringing us back on message. Yes, if I could just round up and say at TEDx, we're not going to understate what you and Mike have done. It's definitely a collective work, and I said, you know, what I said really is that you like that, you know, the confidence we have in the system is in no small way attributable to the efforts that you and Mike have brought to bear, and of course, our I call our builders really crypto's finest, and I think any builder who can come into the TitanX arena, the TitanX ring, and build and operate within this system is definitely one of the finest you can come across. So good. Anyway, on that note, let's move on. I'll say Des and Biz. Yeah, Vision. Yeah, sorry. Oh, you're back. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, it takes some time to the system let you go, you know. So
no
guys, I appreciate you let me speak here. I'm very happy to be in this protocol or these many protocols. I'm very happy, And I try to go everywhere, you know, in crypto ordinals or new things. I love it. New chains, layer 2, layer 3, whatever they got, I go and I taste it. And most of the places is centralized, no burning. Like you guys have this innovation is burning. It's amazing. And also this innovation, you have many protocols, one support each other. It's also something never done before. So I would like just to stress, uh, you know, you guys have the best thing in crypto at the moment, hands down, no doubts. And I would like, I would like to you guys to continue this way. You know, always be here support you guys, and you should make a compromise of decentralization because I have been listening. You know, now a little bit the bad part. Now I have been listening to the lives, every single one's pretty much, and I heard some people saying, "Oh, we're gonna sell the protocol." I was like, "Man, you fucking kidding me? How you gonna sell if it's decentralized? I mean, it's supposed to be, right?" So, and that's the only part. Uh, I'll be upset, but I'm sure you guys can over time get there on a full decentralization. Because you know, guys, we don't want the fucking king on top of the hill like we had before, like Hisha Hart, everybody knows, like Zen, the guy, Jack. So we don't want none of that shit. When the machines take over, everything, the rules will be there. If you're good enough, you can, you know what I mean, make a trade here, make more money. It's up to you. It's your intelligent playing, right? It's not you have somebody's helping you out from inside. So we gotta kill this shit, man, because human is absolute corrupt. When they see a big bag, they're gonna take it. So guys, let's burn all the keys. Okay, burn all the keys. Let's have event. Burn all the
All
keys.
right.
I know, guys.
I wanna
I know decentralization is not easy. It takes some time. I understand that part. That you know what I mean. When you start a protocol, it's not that decentralized, and then over time, if you want, you can do it. Or I mean, maybe probably never done before, guys. We're gonna innovate on that part as well. Never done before. Okay, that's what I would like to say. I appreciate it. I mean, come back to the good part, guys. You have the best. Don't mess up like the other guys, please. And the mistake most of the time is on big bags. They got the bag was small, it got bigger. Oh, let me get everything. Let me get. Let's do 50-50 here between this dev and that dev, or the founder, right? So, guys, let's burn all the keys. Thank you very much, guys. I love you guys. It's amazing what you're doing.
Thanks, Mission. I love you too. Good, really good contribution there, and please keep being a part of the community and contributing as well. Can we go to, is this BB or yeah? I think I'll pronounce it that way, BB.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Hey,
How do you
everybody.
prefer to how do you prefer to be called?
BB. My name is BB.
Oh, good. Okay, and
BB on
after you, then we get
Shenanigans.
JD Braju. After you, then we can go to JD Braju. Just mentioned. Great. Okay, BB, over to you.
Hey everyone out there, I am going to be very short. I'm a fan of all of you guys. I love TitanX. I love everything that everyone is building. I just want to know if you guys think it's too early, but I am working on an L2 that uses Bolt as the gas token. I put it out there. I just want to get some feedback. If you guys think it's too early, I'll wait. But I do want to get this in front of Steve just to see what he thinks, guys.
Great, BB. Did you say layer 2?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, that's great. I mean, the thing, and you may very well be aware of it. TitanX build as a very reachable, and they could, definitely hash out your idea, discuss it with you as well. I think Dude is here, who is one of our key builders. Can I just Vision? Sorry, can you mute to talk, because it's I don't know if you know, but
Absolutely. I just wanna put myself in line again.
Okay.
It's just 10 seconds, just idea, and I'm leaving. Hey, guys, can I do it?
Yes, fire away.
Sir, remember when they have a Bitcoin just starting? They have faucets everywhere. You would get Bitcoin for free. Let's do this with TitanX, with all the protocols inside TitanX ecosystem. Okay, let's have the faucet free. People go get for free. They are users already. Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Vision. Thanks for that, and I do mean it. Please do continue to participate and share your ideas, because you definitely have these ideas that could definitely be really useful for all of us as a community. So, Bibi, would you be reaching out to Steve directly, or do you want to sort of kind of take it offline with Dude, who could then lead you into discussions with Steve and the rest? Does it seem?
Whatever they would prefer. I really kind of wanted to just show it to Steve, and I want Steve to launch it. I don't want to be in control of it or anything. I just want to give him the layout and let him take off with it if he thinks it's a good idea.
Okay, in that case, I think you probably can go to the Vault Telegram group and reach out to him directly there. He's normally, he's normally in our Sunday sessions, and so I mean, we have. I don't know if you're aware, but we have our first anniversary occurring this weekend, and then that will lead into the spaces, the Sunday spaces. You could either chat with him in Telegram, or you can actually attend the spaces on Sunday and raise that with him. So I think that's what I'll suggest. I think reach out to him directly. I'll drop him a message myself as well and ask him to look out for your message, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good.
Thanks again. Okay. Let's make it happen,
Great.
guys.
Great, not a problem. Good. Okay. JD, JD Braju, over to you.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, great. Yeah, actually, it's Raju. JDB are my initials, but Raju is fine.
Raju, okay, not a problem.
I just want to say a few things about the community, about being involved. I've been in crypto since 2016. Took me about 8 months to figure out how to put money into the system. But I've also been in TitanX since the very first day, and I've followed pretty much everybody. I've read pretty much every white paper, and as much as I can keep up with nowadays. And I just want to say thank you to, first of all, to all the builders, and to Jake, of course, and to you guys, Plan A and Mike Dean. You guys hold this space every single week, even though it's quite late for me because I'm on the other side of the world. But I wanted to say that I have created a white paper and a protocol, but I have no idea how to get that in front of people. I've shared it with a few people, but I really would love to be able to collaborate with others that are builders and get some serious feedback on the protocol. And it's basically designed to be built on any kind of mining protocol: Helios, TitanX, Hydra, Hyper. I basically designed it to build it on Hyper. It's an add-on, but it can go on any particular mining protocol. So I would love to get some feedback on it. I think it's a pretty good idea to get some interest, I hope, to be able to go forward. The biggest hurdle for me right now is the ability to finance it. So I don't know if that's if there's ways to get that or collaborate with a group of people. I'm not attached to it actually being my creation. I don't believe it's my creation. It's just come to me as an idea, inspired by everybody else. So I'm not attached to it, and it has the main feature of it is a percentage that goes immediately to a charity wallet, which is something I've been wanting to do for many years, and I just finally took this step. So I would love to find out how to get this in front of some of the other builders.
I would recommend you reach out to the Lotus developer. And also on topic of intro to TitanX ecosystem, there's a really nice protocol for anyone who's brand new to get introduced that is launching on October 26th called Lotus. And it's a great introduction to TitanX. So for your development idea, I would say reach out. But also this charity thing, I mean, charity doesn't exist. Think about that.
Well, you could think about that yourself. Actually, for me, charity does exist. And there is no reason. In fact, if you think about the practice of pretty much every spiritual practice or religious belief system, there is something called tithing, 10%, giving off the top before you would take anything for yourself. So that's the principle behind it. And I'm not disagreeing with you. You have your viewpoint about charity, that's fine. But my viewpoint is that we all have the possibility to create amazing things in this world. And maybe our definitions of charity don't necessarily match, but it's at the focus and the heart of what I've created.
I would say organized charity doesn't exist. Organized charity,
Yeah,
me to someone else, that definitely exists. But
Okay,
organized
great.
charity is all scam, all of it.
I understand that. Listen, I know a lot about those kind of things myself. But yeah, I agree with you. It's from the heart, it's from the soul, and it's to reach out, to do good works in the world, and I've been doing that for most of my life, my adult life at least. So yeah, so that's basically, and I have actually reached out to Justin, but he's so busy, and I don't want to bother him. He will be looking over the protocol at some point once he's launched Lotus. But it's also, there's the possibility of it being built on any of the mining protocols, and I just need feedback to see if it's
Raju, this is very good that you raised it, and I think it's very honorable. I mean, definitely your thoughts here. I think you could see that. I think we have builders here in the house here who definitely can help and advise, and I think I'll defer to them. I think Utah Crypto probably would want to say exactly what I was going to say. So I'll defer to our builders here to respond first. So Utah Crypto and then Dude will answer. Yeah.
Hey guys, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, loud and clear.
It's been a while, Plan A. How are you, man?
I'm doing well, thank you. Yes, it has been. Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm always listening in the background, but we got Ali speaking on almost everything because people just love to hear Ali speak, including myself. So anyway, to people that are reaching out with protocol ideas and white papers and things like that, so there's a few resources. I know that Crypto Awesome, so Dave, the founder for Crypto Awesome, AwesomeX Crypto, you can go to his Telegram. I believe they allocate some funds for future protocols. If someone has an idea and doesn't have the funding, I think that they do something like that, his team and him. So I'd reach out to him. And I also think that Steve DeFi, I remember he mentioned something about, people coming up with ideas and getting part of the genesis if he funds the project. Something to that. I don't know the details, but I thought that he mentioned something about that also. And then also, of course, you've got Ali and Josh and Scotty Blaze, who are on the Accelerate team. and you can find most of them in the Flux chat. And they also will help people bring projects to life. Not sure if they do any of the funding or anything like that, but they're developing a lot of protocols. And all these people that I have mentioned are solid people, well known in the community, have launched protocols, so it's not some random thing. I'm not sure if Dude is taking on any more work or not, but of course he's a pillar of this community, and he builds very good stuff, and is also very well known. So I just wanted to give some shout outs to people that I know would probably like to listen to some of these ideas and read white papers and see what they could come up with. So that's all that I had.
Great, thanks, Utah. Thank you. Let's see.
Just for a matter of interest, Plan A, I have presented it to XLR8, and the problem with that situation is they are extremely busy. They've got like 4 or 5 protocols that they're working on right now. So I just decided to maybe reach out a little more, see if I could find. It's really what I want is feedback to see if it's really if it really makes sense. Bad Sport says he says it's a brilliant idea, but we haven't had time to really develop it. So so yeah, I would love that.
My view would be to press on, to keep pressing on. Don't give up on it at all. It's true. It's a lot of the builders are very busy at the moment. That is true. But if you look at the upcoming projects that we have on Mike Dean's TitanX Hub, you'll see there are actually protocols that are going to launch in November and beyond. So what I will say is to keep discussing the project with builders and exchanging ideas and refining it, and it will launch. I think someone else who, the DragonX, Baby DragonX team, that's James. Again, he normally attends our Build on TitanX sessions. This is actually the introduction to TitanX ecosystem session. But the Build on TitanX sessions that we have, as you mentioned earlier, which we have on Sundays, there you really have a lot of builders. And the builders that we've mentioned here, Ali normally would be there, James from DragonX would be there, Baby DragonX. And so you would be able to perhaps get more traction during one of the Sunday sessions. As in, when I say more traction, I mean more of an immediate, lead on this. But I think you definitely should not give up on this idea. It seems to me, I know we haven't delved into it, but it seems to me that you're quite passionate about this. And I do like the idea that you want to definitely do some good with this. You want to have a wallet that will go to a charity or charitable causes. Definitely. And it seems Bad Sports, Josh has looked at it and seems it's a good idea. I will say that you should continue to discuss this with our builders, and don't give up on that. There are a lot of what you have in the TitanX space. That's one of the fascinating things about it here. People have built their individual protocols from a shoestring budget, and where we were, say 10 months ago compared to where we are now, it's just very, very clear. There are protocols with funding ready to fund projects. I know James mentioned this recently, in a live stream, where he clearly said he has the budget. And he has a budget to fund projects. So that is one person perhaps that you can reach out. I can put you in touch with him. I would also drop a note to James and say that that I mentioned to him, that you are looking for a builder to work with. Is that okay? Did I understand you correctly in that?
Yes, that's okay. And
Yeah.
the other thing is that just give me a 10x with one of these things, and I'll be happy to put some money into it. So it's coming. I mean, I know that over the next month or so, I probably will have at least some money to put into this. So it's not like I don't want to put money into it. It's just that I actually have a thought that it could launch in December anyway. So I'm not in a rush. I want to make it right. I want to do it right. So I would love it if you could put me in touch with James and also any of the other builders, Dude. If I really like what your attitude, Dude. You have, in a sense, the same kind of I would say vibe that I have. So yeah, I would appreciate it very much. And I think that's why I'm reaching out today, is because I'm trying to find a way. I don't know how to contact people because of necessarily everybody's so busy, and I understand that, so yeah, anyways, I would love that plan A if you could help out that way.
Okay, great. Definitely will do. I've made note of it. Good. I think, do we have any other? Oh yeah, desk. Great. Over to you. I think we've gone past the hour and a half mark. We will aim to wrap up within the next half an hour.
Yeah, I don't have much. Greetings to everyone. I wanted to ask Steve a question, but he's not here. Maybe somebody who's close to him can ask him that question. I wanted to find out if he is including ETH, that is going to buy TitanX in the background, just like Dude did, because that will help to bring more people into the TitanX ecosystem, because Steve does have a lot of projects coming up. It would be nice if he can include ETH, so that we can onboard more people. But yeah, he's not here. But if you guys are close to him, you guys can ask him that question. Since he hasn't launched yet, is it possible that he integrates that? It's a very good option.
So they said it again, that he integrates what?
ETH.
Oh, ETH.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Understood.
so that people can use ETH to come into the auction. So the ETH buys TitanX, at the background, just like Dude did.
Yes, Dude, absolutely. Dude did that was brilliant. So good. Okay. I can definitely drop him a note, but please feel free to drop him a note as well. He's really, of course, as you know, preparing and getting ready for the anniversary
Sir,
events.
just a comment on that notes. What was the project? Ouroboros, I mean, whatever who deposits in it, it doesn't show there, So it was just, if you can fix the UI.
No, it's actually the allocation to ETH contributors was really, I think, 5% or less, thereabout. The rest, I think, 95%. So long, we don't. You are not seeing the ETH button, because I think it was about 350 or thereabout ETH that
I believe it's
to be
400.
contributed, and that's exhausted.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay,
Okay.
maybe 400, but it was
Also,
exhausted. So you can go in.
Distribute, but it doesn't show.
Okay, maybe go to the the Telegram group and share with them there, or ask. They probably will be, they're better place to answer the question. But they're doing great work over there as well. Thanks for raising that. Yeah, and I do mean it. They can give some clarity on your question. Now, if there are no other points or no other questions to be raised, I think this is our, this is our first introduction to TitanX ecosystem session.
Can I have another question, sir?
Okay.
So I was wondering about the stable coin they're going to introduce. and if it's how long gonna take.
Mike, are you able to answer this? I
Because
know
the market is very
You're cutting off. We can't hear you.
yes. Vision, you're breaking up a bit. You're breaking up, and we can't hear you. So, but I think I got the gist.
What about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Oh, we can hear. I believe that.
So I was wondering about the stable coin. They wanna start on Ouroboros project on Ouroboros, and I was wondering when they gonna edge that, because it's very unstable. It's very volatile. With the stable coin, would create more stability.
Understood. Mike, do you know when the stable coin is launching? When is the plan? What's the plan? Do you know?
Yeah, so I mean, from what the latest information I have was when Ouroboros launches, around, I think he said 28 days later, it will launch then. So I think that's the latest info I have.
I mean, I understand. No rush, because it's sensible.
Yeah. But I mean, nevertheless, you can just go to the Telegram and ask that, and he'll get back to you. He's very active on the Telegram group.
Right. Well, must say thanks everyone for your contributions. You've made this space a really enjoyable one. And so I think if there are no other questions, I will suggest that we close. We have, just to kind of mention, we have an interview with Lotus founder, that's Rainman, Justin, and that's between Mike and Rainman, occurring in the next 20 minutes. And so if you can, it'd be great to just kind of support and at least understand better what what Justin and the Lotus team are offering. So great. I think let's see. I think we've got Melocryptic. This happened. Melocryptic. Keep it short, because we're wrapping up, and I think Mike needs to he needs to get going and to get ready for the stream with Justin. So yes, over to you.
Oh, me? Sorry. Hey, sorry guys. This is my first time talking. About the USDX stablecoin, he's thinking around 2 weeks from now, like maybe around November 6th. Like, I just wanted to kind of put that out there for whoever asked.
Great, thanks, Mello. I think thanks for shedding some light on that. It's great, and of course, Vision. The Telegram group is open. Do visit, and I think as Mike has said, the founder is very very active. So you can also visit the Telegram group. Okay, so we're now closing. Really, we have space.
I'm ready to be the advisor if you like it.
Okay. I didn't quite get that. Say that again. Okay.
I said
yeah.
I could help advise. Yeah.
Oh, great. That's good. It's great. Okay. On that note, I think we can start wrapping up. I will really do. I do ask because of time. I think I'd ask Dude, Marco, and Mike to give us their final remarks, and we'll wrap up. So I think starting with Dude.
I guess the only thing I really have to add here is that I'm always available on Telegram. If you have any questions about anything TitanX related, or any of the protocols that I've built specifically, please reach out. I can definitely answer any and all questions that you may have. And again, planning to run
a question right now. Can I ask you a question right now?
Go for it.
I was wondering, look, I got in your project, so but I was in the points, in the tokens. So, and I was wondering, why not can I move from tokens? Because I didn't know the game before, right? So I realized the game and they'll say, hey, why not I can move from tokens to NFTs and they'll be good, right? Or anybody would lock liquid it and price goes up, right? Can you do that or it's too late?
The smart contracts are immutable. When they get launched, there is no changing the way any of the logic goes, and that's by design. We want people, just like TitanX. You can interact with the TitanX contract. You can mine it. You can stake it, knowing exactly how it's going to interact when you submit those transactions. That's no different with 280. It was not designed to mint NFTs with the Element token. The only way to mint these NFTs is with Ethereum or TitanX by design. You're more than welcome to sell your Element tokens for TitanX and then use that TitanX to mint NFTs. But that would be the only way to achieve that.
Yeah, I done that actually. Somebody, you know, the tax is high, so in let's say 23 days.
Vision, I'm so
over,
sorry
right?
to have to kind of move us on this. If you don't mind, you could take this discussion over to the Elements 280 Telegram group. We do really need to wrap up because Mike needs to run as well for this,
Sorry.
for the next stream.
Thank you.
So yeah, but thank you, Michael, over to you.
Yeah, I want to say everybody brought some interesting perspectives on their vision of TitanX, their experience with TitanX, and even now you see like there's a lot of people that want to come up with some type of protocol, and they're looking for help, and everyone's sharing ideas and connections and networking, and that's pretty cool, man. Like to see stuff like that, that's huge, especially at the stage we're at now. So a few days from now, 369's here. We have the TitanX conference coming up. Hyper-deflation is right there, like to be pure, like hyper-deflationary, like things are getting really excited. So gentlemen, it was a fun day. It's great hearing you all, great being part of this, and I'm excited to see what happens next.
Great, thanks, Michael. Thanks, Mike.
So yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so I want to say thank you for listening in. Really glad that Ted came up today. I was telling him to come up for quite some time, but finally he came up, and I'm really glad that he did so. So I think we're also gonna have Saturday. He's gonna be coming up as well. We're gonna pick one of the slots, and then we're gonna talk about data and stuff like that. So definitely, I think looking forward to that. And yeah, like in 10 minutes or so, I have a stream. It's going to be about Lotus. So if you want to join, just join in, and I'll see you in a bit then. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Mike. And finally, I just would like to mention this is our first introduction to TitanX Spaces session. We will have more in the future. This probably starting with sort of once a month, but the idea would be to have this sort of interaction, but focused on what TitanX is about and the different facets to it. I must say, we've been through a lot of information today, including the mission, vision, principles, and ethos of TitanX. We have a website that we will be making public very soon, thanks to K-Flow, who's done quite a bit of work on this. And this website has all the information that we've been through, as in the mission and vision, the principles and ethos, and that would be a go-to site to familiarize ourselves with these key concepts. So again, thanks everyone for making the time. Thanks, dude. Thanks, Marco, and thanks, Mike, for making this and everyone who's spoken today for making this a very special a session. Again, well, on that note, I think I'll say thanks for joining, and let us support Mike and Raymond in their next next stream, and see what they have. That's if of course it is possible on your side. Okay, everyone. Thank you. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the week.